Yo, what is going on, everybody? IG here, back with another video. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. So today's topic, we're going to get into the Lakers chances of winning the NBA championship going into the 22-23 season and Westbrook staying. So looks like we ain't got no choice, guys. Like this is who we're rolling with. Lakers have yet to make a deal as they get ready to head into training camp. I think they have about less than a month before training camp even begins. Nothing's been moving the needles. In my opinion, Lakers, be smart. Do not make any rash decisions. Do not make any just silly, rushed business decisions when it comes to Westbrook. If you're gonna have to ride it out with them, ride it out with them. But do not initiate any silly trades that I have been seeing on the internet and Twitter. Do not trade him for Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson. Do not make a deal with the San Antonio Spurs. If the Indiana Pacers are willing to deal, I would make that deal. Like I said, for like the third or fourth time, I would trade for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Now, would the Indiana Pacers make that deal? Probably not. But if it's not any of those players, do not make a silly decision. Just ride it out. They'll come off the books next season or the following season, and we'll go from there. But there's no reason why you want to give up your two first-round picks, the 2027 and 2029. Just doesn't make any sense. So Rob, pay attention. Don't make any crazy decisions. Now, as far as to the Lakers, as far as being competitive going into next season, with Westbrook on the roster, I still believe they have an opportunity to compete. Now, do I see them winning an NBA championship? Probably not. Probably not. But I do think if AD, fingers crossed, knock on wood, and Braun can remain somewhat healthy, give us 55, 60 games in the regular season, I think that would be more than enough. I think Westbrook is not going to have back-to-back bad seasons. He did have an off season. I just can't see him having back-to-back off seasons. Now, if he does, it is what it is. It happened. What can you do? But I just think that he's too prideful. I think he's too competitive. I think that having another year to kind of figure it out, and with just the inconsistency with the roster and the health last season, I think it threw off the team's chemistry. So I think that they can have a bounce back year as long as those two guys can remain healthy. And then Westbrook has to accept his role in this offense. They do have some good additions. I know we talked about a little bit, they did pick up Lonnie Walker, Thomas Bryant, Troy Brown. We'll see about Kendrick Nunn. They did mention that he was ramping up his workouts again, so he did not play all of last season. I think that would definitely help out. We'll see how he does in kind of like a six-man type of role. Of course, you got Pat Beverly, which I like the move. I mean, I'm not the biggest Pat Bev fan, but for this Lakers roster, it's kind of what they need, right? They need that guy that's going to get in your face, that's going to hold you accountable, especially from the defensive side of things. I think he'll be that spark plug. As far as him being a starter, we'll see. But I think the Pat Bev move does more than just from what you see from the stat sheet. I think his leadership is going to really help Lakers. I think they're going to have to refocus, lock in again from the defensive side of things, because they took pride in that. LeBron took pride in that in the 2020 season when they won the quote-unquote bubble championship. But they took pride on the defensive side to lock people down. I think they got away from that last year. I think this year there's going to be new coach, new message, new focus. I think they're gonna lock back in on the defensive side of things. They're going to be able to turn it around. I see them. We know this. The West is deep. A lot of good teams. Warriors, Phoenix. You got the Grizzlies still. You got Minnesota. They made some moves. The Pelicans. You have some teams out there that you got the Clippers, of course. So you got some teams. You got some teams out there in the West. But I do think that the Lakers, if again Braun and AD can stay healthy, Westbrook can accept his role, I think that they will still be a top 6 team in the West. Once it goes to the playoffs, of course, anything can happen. Can LeBron still turn that switch? We'll see. But right now, as it's currently constructed, I don't see the Lakers winning a championship. But I definitely think they're gonna have a bounce back year. I know that's funny to say considering how, I mean, can you get any worse than a 33 win season? But I do think that they're gonna bounce back. I do think that they're gonna make it to the playoffs. They won't be in the play-in this year. They will actually be in the playoffs. And from there, just whatever happens, who knows what could possibly happen. Injuries of course can play a factor once it gets to the playoffs for certain teams. Maybe they have favorable matchups, but for now they got to make it. And I think it starts at training camp. They're gonna have to build that team chemistry. And I think that they're gonna be together. I feel like a lot of times throughout the season last year, there's a lot of finger pointing. I think they're gonna have to shed that mentality and kind of stick together. And I think overall they can kind of make a difference this upcoming season. How do you guys feel? Are you guys good with the Westbrook move as far as staying? Do you guys want him traded? Do you guys don't necessarily care from a Lakers standpoint? Leave your thoughts down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. I appreciate all the support that I have been receiving as of late. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I'll catch you guys on the next video, all right? Have a good one. Peace.